Hello, thanks again for joining me here for my daily carnivore diaries, where I just want to share information that is hopefully helpful to you. And for me to say it out loud, it just confirms that I do believe in what I'm doing. I do believe that it's helping me, and because I've heard from so many other people how helpful it's been for them, I hope what I can share is helpful to you as well. Um, I think in the beginning I said I was going to share my blood pressure. So, as of a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, my I have been taking up until then, two blood pressure medications. I am currently taking one, and then only half of the second one that I take. So this morning I got up and taking one and a half of my blood pressure medication. My blood pressure was 120 over 85, and my pulse was 51. So this was 5 minutes after I got up and sat down, got relaxed again, and took my blood pressure. So I was very excited about that. Um, it's taken a couple of days. It's fluctuated back and forth. It was, 139 over 89. And then I think as I tapered off from the two pills to just one and a half, that has regulated. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm hoping that it continues to go down so I can then maybe only have one blood pressure medication until I continue to get healthier, and then hopefully I'll get rid of that other blood pressure medication. Um, Thyroid medication. I think I mentioned I'm going to have some thyroid testing done next week, actually, first week in March. So I'll share those results with you. And I'm currently on 112 milligrams or mcg of levothyroxine. So hopefully I'll be able to decrease that as well. And then I'm not sure how often that we'll check that, but probably every 3 to 6 months. And my hope is that I'll get off that completely. And my either my Hashimoto anti now I can't even think of what it is autoimmune disease will go into remission or just be completely gone. And I guess when it goes into remission, nobody knows if it's really gone until it comes back. Anyway, so that's that. And I'll keep you up to date on those numbers because I'm pretty excited about them. And what I wanted to talk to you today about is the things that I eat. A lot of people say, "Oh my gosh, what do you eat? You can't just be eating meat." I am just eating meat, and my husband is he's eating a lot of meat also, but he still has an occasional sweet potato or a baked potato, and of course any vegetables that he can find in the freezer that aren't freezer burned. um, so for breakfast, we generally have sausage patties, which I think do have like one carbohydrate in that Jimmy Dean sausage, um, bacon, eggs, ham, anything that you can put in a pan and fry up with a couple of eggs. Occasionally, we'll throw some cheese in it. I try to stay away from cheese because cheese has turned into my chocolate. It's very addictive for me, and I don't really feel good afterwards. So, a little bit is fine, but if I sat down and had like cheese and salami for a snack, I would probably feel pretty bad. So I try to keep the cheese to a minimum, like use it as a condiment almost. Um, and then throughout the day, right now I'm eating 3 meals a day, and sometimes it's hard to eat 3 meals a day because I feel so satiated. Um, I'll eat, two eggs and like 4 ounces of some meat for breakfast. Sometimes not 4 ounces, sometimes just two. But I'm completely full, like all the way to here full. I can't eat one more bite. And then sometimes I can go 3 or 4 hours and I'm like, oh, I should eat. And then I go, well, yeah, I'm not really hungry. My mind's telling me I should eat because I've been doing that for the last 59 years. But my stomach is saying I'm still full, and my brain's saying you don't need it anymore. So sometimes I only eat twice a day, but definitely more volume than I used to eat. And of course, no starches or anything like that. And I think I mentioned to you maybe back in my first video that I'm not bloated, which is the very best part. I can eat more quantity, definitely more fat and protein than I used to eat, and I don't feel bloated at all. Um, Last night I cooked up um, 4 chicken legs. I had 2 chicken legs. My husband had 1 chicken leg and some veggies. He's kind of keto-ish right now. But I think he feels better as well. I cooked up another 4, threw them in the refrigerator, and now we have cold chicken legs, or we can reheat them. He can throw barbecue sauce on his if he wants, or not. Um, we have hamburgers at least once a week, if not twice a week. I'll usually cook up a pork loin or a pork roast or something pork that can be sliced into, nice slices. So then I can reheat it, sear it, kind of like fry it up like a chunk of ham. Put some salt on it, and it's just good and easy to eat. I don't use any mustard or seasonings. A couple of weeks ago, I tried some Cajun seasoning on some shrimp. That did not go over too well. I don't know why my body didn't like it, but my stomach was doing a little bit of grumbling, and I'm going to go into too much information if I keep on talking about that. Anyway, no seasonings for me. Salt is good. Um, Sometimes I'll make some ground beef, and half of it will go in a pan with some taco seasoning for my husband, and he'll make tacos, and I'll just have the other ground beef. I used to think it was kind of like ground beef soup, and when I would leave that hot, like beef fat in the ground beef soup, diarrhea instantly. And I learned real fast after doing that twice that that does not work. I need to take almost all the grease out of it, and sometimes maybe put a little tiny bit of water in there with some salt and make it kind of like a beef broth again. Um, so that's hamburger or ground beef, however you want to cook it. Um, let's see, steaks. I generally watch our Albertsons has like $5 Friday, and so whatever's on the $5 Friday, I'll go over there. We've had ribeyes, we've had New York strip steaks, we've had great deals on bacon. We usually buy 3 pounds of bacon at a time, and Clint will cook that outdoors on the Camp Chef, and it takes up like one whole Ziploc bag of cooked bacon. Great for a snack. I kind of use it like jerky. I probably shouldn't use or eat so much bacon, but I do. What else do we eat? Um, kind of just a little bit of everything. It seems like there's always something left over in the refrigerator, so I'd like to have two different foods because it makes me feel like I have a main dish and a side. The other day I had probably 3 ounces of leftover cold salmon, and I crunched up 2 pieces of bacon in this bowl with this salmon, and then I had a piece of chicken breast. And I don't usually do chicken breast because they're not very fatty, and I like to keep my fats at 60% and my protein at 40%. Anyway, I cut it all up, and it was kind of like a Cobb salad. It was my version of carnivore Cobb salad: chicken breast, bacon, and salmon, all cold. And I did put a tablespoon of butter in there. It was just to make it like kind of pasty. Anyway, that was good. Good. Um. Anyway, that's kind of it. And it's kind of fun to throw in like chicken and sausage and like different things when you're cooking them. Cook them all together, and all of a sudden you've got this medley of different flavors and textures. So I say, and I heard it from somebody else, and I can't even tell you who because I listened to way too many YouTube videos from different carnivore influencers. If it had a mama, I can eat it. And that's the question that when people say, "Oh my gosh, what do you eat?" I say, "If it had a mama, I can eat it." And they're like, "Oh." And so, one of my friends, what did she say? It may have been tequila. I'll have to go back and check that message. Whatever it was alcohol, and it had a mama, and so she was justifying herself. Anyway, I'm still feeling good. Have not been on a scale recently. I did get two new swimming suits last week because my other ones were getting a bit baggy. So I'm pretty excited about that. A couple of new swim skirts and tops. So I'm feeling pretty good in the swimming suit. Definitely not bikini. If I ever get in a bikini, I tell my husband my stomach hasn't seen the sun since I was in third grade, and I'm pretty sure that's only because my Aunt Ruthie bought my cousin and I matching bikini swimsuits, and we wore them at the lake and probably nowhere else in public. Because I have been chubby my whole entire life. Anyway, I might be ripped by next summer and put my stomach out there for a little bit of sun. This is another thing, and I'll probably talk about this in another video because I want to get some information to back this up. One, on this whole carnivore eating plan, proper human diet, if you will, like Dr. Ken Berry says. Um, the things that I'm learning, one, you shouldn't wear sunglasses. We need that natural sun to come in through our eyes. We don't need it blocked with like polarized glasses or tinted windows or whatever. Um, and two, we don't need sunscreen. I'm going to do a little more research on those. So maybe the next time I come, I will talk about those two things and have a little more data to back it up because everybody knows that I am a wealth of information, but when I have to document where I got the information, I can't always do that. So if I say something on here, it's either my own personal opinion or I'm going to have documentation to where I got it. So anyway, I think that's it for today. I need to head out. It's sun shining here in Yuma, Arizona, and I need to go get some vitamin D. Thanks. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.